Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news. So here we are, folks, and if you've been paying attention to the NFL buzz lately, you know there's a lot of speculation swirling around the Detroit Lions and a potential blockbuster trade that could shake up the entire NFC North, and honestly, the entire league. It's not every day that we see a move like this, especially involving a player as talented and versatile as Jahmyr Gibbs. The whispers are getting louder, and the Steelers fan base needs to be aware because this could have a ripple effect, not just for Detroit, but for us in Pittsburgh as well. Now, let's set the stage. The Lions, sitting at a respectable 6-4 record, have a pretty solid offense. Jared Goff is playing well and with an average of 29. 2 points per game, they're one of the more potent units in the league. But despite that offensive firepower, there's some concern about their defense and their ability to sustain long-term success, especially with cap space being tight and some key defensive linemen dealing with injuries. The Lions are also facing a conundrum when it comes to their backfield. Their running game, while effective, has shown signs of fatigue, and there's a growing sense that the current setup isn't sustainable for a deep playoff run. That's where the whispers come in. According to sources like Diana Rossini, there's talk about the Lions potentially trading Jahmyr Gibbs, a dynamic, versatile running back who's been electrifying since his rookie season. The reason? Fatigue in the backfield, cap management, and a strategic focus on rebuilding the offensive line and creating room for extensions for players like Amon-Ra St. Brown. The Lions reportedly are considering trading Gibbs for a second-round pick in the 2026 draft, which could give them some much-needed cap relief and flexibility moving forward. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Why would Detroit let go of such a talented player? Well, Gibbs isn't just any running back. This guy is a game changer, a true multi-tool weapon. He's accumulated over 100 rushing yards and 15 rushing touchdowns so far in his young career, with an impressive average of 5.1 yards per carry. His PFF grade of 85.4 reflects just how reliable and explosive he is. Plus, he's not just a runner with over 800 receiving yards and 5 receiving touchdowns. Gibbs is a threat both on the ground and through the air. What makes him particularly dangerous is his ability to generate yards after contact, over 4.2 yards per YAC, making him a nightmare for defenses trying to bring him down. In 2025, Gibbs has been putting up some eye-popping numbers. In just 10 games, he's already amassed 732 rushing yards on 140 attempts, averaging over 73 yards per game and maintaining a solid 5.2 yards per carry. He scored 8 rushing touchdowns, and his receiving numbers are just as impressive: 37 receptions on 43 targets for 334 yards, with 2 receiving touchdowns. His EPA per rush sits at 0.12, and he's avoided tackles in about 25% of his attempts, showing just how slippery and elusive he is. Watching tape from this season, it's clear that Gibbs has the kind of explosiveness that can turn a game on its head, much like how Saquon Barkley's trade to the Eagles last year helped boost their rushing attack to new heights. Gibbs could be that kind of impact player for the Steelers, a true difference maker. From the Steelers' perspective, this potential trade could be a real game changer. Our rushing attack has been a bit inconsistent, averaging just 73.2 yards per game, which isn't enough to keep defenses honest or protect Kenny Pickett as much as we'd like. Adding a player like Gibbs could be the missing piece, elevating our run game significantly. Imagine Najee Harris, who's been solid but not spectacular this year, sharing the backfield with Gibbs. That duo could elevate our rushing yards to over 200 yards combined, and with Gibbs's ability to gain extra yards, we could see our EPA per rush jump from 0.8 to over 0.20, a huge leap. This would not only help our offense stay on the field longer, but also open up more opportunities for play-action passes, which we know are vital for Kenny's success. Remember how Christian McCaffrey transformed the 49ers offense last season? Gibbs has that same potential to be a game changer in Pittsburgh. His ability to catch out of the backfield and make plays in the open field would balance our attack perfectly. And let's not forget, For a team like ours, which has been known for its gritty, hard-nosed football, having a versatile back like Gibbs would be a huge upgrade. It would give us a new dimension, especially in the cold, snowy games in January, where his agility and vision could shine even brighter. Now, there's some skepticism around this trade, especially from Lions fans and management. They're likely concerned about the sustainability of their backfield with David Montgomery sharing carries, and the cap space they would free up with this move, roughly $8 million. But there's also the risk, as some analysts point out, that losing Gibbs could hurt their explosiveness and overall offensive dynamic. The Lions are known for their potent offense, but a reliance on Montgomery and a struggling defense could be a recipe for mediocrity if they don't find ways to address their cap issues and defensive weaknesses. This is exactly where the Steelers could swoop in. If the trade happens, it would be a strategic move for us that could elevate our team to new heights. Our defense, which currently allows around 2 points per game, would benefit from having a more sustained offensive presence, controlling the clock and keeping opponents' offenses off the field. Gibbs's versatility would also help us in third-down situations, boosting our conversion rate and extending drives. The addition of Gibbs could be the X-factor in our quest to make a deep playoff run, maybe even pushing us into Super Bowl contention. Looking ahead, the odds for the Steelers to win Super Bowl LXI are already pretty attractive at around plus 1,200, but with a move like this, those odds could shift significantly, maybe to plus 650 or even better. That's a 45% boost in our chances, and it's not just about the immediate impact. It's about setting a tone for the future. Gibbs's ability to produce in the snow, in clutch moments, and in playoff atmospheres makes him the perfect piece to help us balance the roster and push for that elusive ring. His impact in pass protection, as well as his explosiveness, could help us unlock more of Kenny Pickett's potential, giving him a reliable weapon out of the backfield that defenses will have to respect. As we all know, the Steelers have a storied history of building balanced, tough teams that can thrive in all conditions. This trade could be the next chapter in that story, transforming our offense from a somewhat predictable unit into a versatile, explosive force capable of competing at the highest level. With Gibbs in the backfield, defenses will have to prepare for more than just Najee Harris. They'll have to deal with a multifaceted threat that can beat them on the ground and through the air. That kind of threat is precisely what we need to elevate our game and make a real push in the postseason. But of course, nothing is certain until it happens. Detroit's management will weigh their options, and Pittsburgh's front office will be watching closely. If this trade goes through, it could be a defining moment for both teams, a move that redefines the division landscape and sets the stage for a new era of Steelers football. We're all anxious to see how this unfolds, and as fans, we should be prepared for the possibility of Gibbs donning black and gold. Imagine the excitement of seeing a guy like him in Heinz Field, electrifying the crowd, making those game-changing plays that remind us why we love this team so much. In the end, it's all about winning, about pushing for that 6th Super Bowl title, and about building a team that can compete year after year. The Steelers have always been about resilience, grit, and strategic moves, and if Gibbs becomes part of this family, he could be the spark that ignites a new golden era for Pittsburgh. The NFL is unpredictable, but one thing is for sure. We'll be watching every development closely, ready to cheer our team to victory no matter what the future holds. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think Gibbs would be the perfect fit in our backfield? Or are you skeptical about giving up that kind of draft capital for a running back? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. Keep the faith, and let's get ready for what could be an exciting offseason ahead. The future is bright, my friends, and with a move like this, we could be looking at a Steelers team that's more balanced, more explosive, and more dangerous than ever before.